What's up guys, and welcome to another F1 video. Today we're doing a little bit of a challenge with 0% AI and only using the intermediate tires on a very dry track. We will do this in cockpit view with no assists enabled. Will the tires survive? What will the temperature be? Can we even do this? Let's find out. So obviously, here we are. Now we can't start on the INTERS because the game won't let us, so the best way to fix that, so we don't have any racing laps on the mediums, is to quickly spin around. And we're gonna head straight into the pit lane here. And we're gonna cut across to save as much time as we can and basically enable the INTERS. Now the AI should get through the entire first sector here while we do our pit stop, and I leave it quite late to actually put on the INTERS here. And we get the INTERS on, and they're grooved, and they will be extremely slow and they will overheat. But the AI has rounded the first sector, gone past the corner there, the little hairpin, and now our race is starting. Intermediate tires, and let's see what the tire wear will be. The prediction before the race was that it should be around 8 to 12% tire wear per lap, because you have to keep enough speed to catch the AI, but not put too much load into them to destroy the tires. And as you can see, we've already done 1% and we've barely gone anywhere. So, in this lap, we should be bringing these tires in pretty nicely, try not to put too much strain on them, and catch the AI without losing too much time. Keep the tight here as much as we can to open up the next corners without putting any load. And we do that quite nicely. And we have cut the second sector right now, and we're already on 6%. So is this going to be possible or 14 laps? We will see. Now we have done a pit stop already, but that pit stop does not count because the AI also has to make a pit stop. So we will do another pit stop on INTERS, but hopefully the tires will last us throughout the entire first stint. The AI crossed the finish line and a Mercedes is leading, I think. It should be, because I am Max Verstappen, and otherwise Max Verstappen would be leading. And we are about to finish the first lap just as the AI passes the first sector line. And now we can speed this up because it's uninteresting footage. It's just me basically doing my best to catch the AI and preserve the tires. We're doing 44 and 28 wings, so we have pretty nice downforce at the front, and we are somewhat slippery in a straight line. But at the end of lap 3 we have managed to catch the AI, and as you can see in the bottom right corner, the fronts are overheating. And we do have a lot of tire wear at this point. We're gonna pass Ricardo with DRS and ERS usage, and hopefully slingshot our way towards Logan Sargent in the Williams and overtake on the outside. Now, I want to dive on the inside, but they do position themselves in a way that I would lose too much time doing that, so we have to stick around. And now on the outside of turn 2 and 3, we can stick on the outside, find the traction, switch back to the inside, and then power past the Williams. And now we're gonna do a Magnussen on Hülkenberg, and we're gonna dive him, hopefully not getting any contact. And as you can see, the front tires are screaming right now. They are way too hot. The softs and mediums and hards can operate at this 100-degree area, I guess you can call it, but the INTERS are not made for this. And we overtake the Alpine there of Esteban Ocon, and we're chasing down Tsunoda. As I said, the INTERS are not really made to operate in this temperature. They are supposed to be between 75 and 85. That's their sweet spot, so to put it. But now, finding a good line on this back straight here, we're going to try and overtake as many cars as we can, because we need to save as much time, because we still have to make a pit stop and we need to make the tires work. We're gonna use DRS and ERS, blast past Tsunoda, And as you can see, 0% AI is actually pretty fast in a straight line. It's actually in the corners and the braking points where they lose a lot of time. And now we're starting lap 5 and we're currently in P12. We got Guan Yu and Albon ahead of us, and we're gonna try and make this work. As you can see, tire wear currently is at 38% on the front left. The front left is the tire that takes the most punishment here on the Chinese circuit. And we're gonna try and blast past the Alfa Romeo here, the Kick Sauber, whatever you want to call it, and dive on Albon in the same fashion that we did on Hülkenberg. And now we're in the top 10. And the left front is about to reach 40% in this corner right now, and we still have some pace in it. Catch back up to Piastri here, and we should be able to dive him into this double left-hander. Easy. And now we can reposition the car and we can speed this up because it's just me chasing down Stroll here. And now we are right back in it. We've caught up to them. The rear tires are somewhat stable, we're not putting too much pressure onto them, and this is a front limited circuit. That's why you see the big difference in tire temperatures. We do manage to get past Stroll there on the softs, and we're chasing down Perez. Now if this was real life and Max Verstappen on intermediates on a dry track was passing Sergio Perez and Perez is down in 8th, Helmut Marko would have a field day if this was in real life. Especially in the media pen, you would see headlines for the next 2-3 weeks. We pass Norris as well and we speed this up just so we can catch the next train here of Carlos Sainz. And on lap 7 you can see we have tire wear that are nearing the 60s and we're about halfway done in the race. And just about now you can see the tire wear, and if we do manage another lap we would be in puncture territory and the challenge would be over. So we are going to look to pit on this very lap and go on a brand new set of INTERS. And the cars up ahead on the minimap is actually going in. Sainz goes in, but he's being way too slow, so we do a Vettel overtake here in the pit lane. It's a shame that you can't really do this anymore because of how wide the cars are. But we do manage to pit ahead of Sainz. We get a new set of green intermediate tires and we're off again. And now the tires are a bit cold, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna heat up anyways. We do fall back to P13 there. Basically blind, can't see. And we get Alonso ahead of us on the medium tires. So just like the first lap here, we're gonna try to bring them in nicely. Not putting any more load than necessary, and we're gonna stick on the outside here. We get past Alonso. And now we're up behind Ocon here. It is a bit annoying, but we managed to get past him. And now we get Hamilton and Tsunoda, and this is just like real life. Hamilton not performing too well in the Chinese Grand Prix. Got Magnussen up ahead in this double left-hander, and we should be able to get past him here. I don't know if I actually stay behind him in the DRS line. No, I don't do that. That was pretty stupid. Could have gone a bit more time. But this lap was actually nicer than the first lap we did on the INTERS, because only about now, with a couple of overtakes, are we reaching 5-6% tire wear. So I'm actually getting better at this as I'm doing it. And just like I said, this is with no assists on, so traction is very, very important. And it's not that the tire wasn't grippy, because it wasn't, but you didn't really feel the slip as much as I thought you would. And I'm not putting any extra strain on the tires, I'm just being very careful with my throttle applications. But people are pitting, and we do manage to get out ahead, and basically at this point, with this low amount of tire wear and with only 6 laps to go, I could have finished this. It would have been marginal on the last lap, but the challenge is over, and this is where I actually need your help. Because if we take a look at the left corner here, I have an 8-second gap. The AI will never catch me. The tire wear here is manageable to the end. I'm actually going to pit one more time just to make sure. But in the future, if I were to do this challenge, would it be better to have this as a 5-lapper where I spin around at the start, get on the inters and then chase down the AI? Or would I do this a bit harder and in this 14-lap session have half of it on inters and the other half on the wet tire? Now the wet tire is much more difficult. It's a proper like hockey ice skating rink every time you put the wets on in this session. They would overheat way faster and they would be much harder to drive, but basically impossible. So I would like to have your guys' feedback on it. What should I do if I were to do this again? 5 lappers with inters, or split it up on a 25% race between inters and the wet tire, and basically see the challenge of both tires, I guess. But we have pit again. We dropped out of the pits in P7. We're gonna overtake Norris, and we do have the pace to catch the cars ahead. We're gonna speed this up again just so we can catch Carlos Sainz here on the back straight. And overall, this is basically what Max Verstappen does in real life currently. I'm currently working on a video where I give Verstappen a 20-second penalty in every race in 2023, and I want to see if he still would have become a champion by the end of it. If he would become champion with 20 seconds of penalties in every race, then this would also be possible, because you're not losing that much time compared to the rest of the field. Obviously, all jokes. We managed to get past Alonso. We're getting past Russell here, and we have Leclerc with a nice little drift behind them just to really put it in the face of George Russell that I'm on the inters, you're on the mediums, and I'm still faster. And there we go, the final overtake on Charles Leclerc. And from this point on, we are gonna speed it up towards the end of the race. There's not really much left happening. We are building a gap of about, it was 2.5 on the line there, and we should hit the line about now. It's 8 seconds, so 6.5 seconds around that per lap, with aging tires, as you can see in the bottom right corner, 30%, and very stable temperatures on the rears and the fronts as well. But we're gonna pause it, and in this scenario I just wanted to show that this is with no assists on, and the AI is indeed at 0%. I don't know why I felt the need to show that, but just in case people were actually wondering. And now we're just gonna speed past this final bit of racing here, and we're gonna cross the line in P1 with a 17-second gap to Leclerc in P2. And we're driving with no hands on the steering wheel for some reason. The animation just keeps going, I guess. That's P1. Let me know what you thought of this video concept. Also let me know about whether I should do this with 5 lappers or with 25% wets and inters. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.